with some new colors I never saw before, and also felt even Atom of the Sky as I was a living part of myself. The excitement was getting so big, and the intensity of the feelings that I thought I was so high I could not cope with them for too long, and I felt crashing down into this plane. Absolutely. Fun of it all. I told you about my first one where yanked me out of my body, threw me up into the causal world, springed all my past life. When I say I was old the other day, you don't know how long I've been here, do you? Yeah, and how many times have I been here? Yeah, this happens all the time, sweetheart. Your capacity to awaken, unfortunately, is almost like detoxification. It's a process because it's been a process, step-down process to get you to here, and it's a releasing process to get you back. Figuratively speaking, when we're looking at duality, that's why you must always work from the now anyway, because there's no getting back to that. That exists, and that's all you can say about it. You can't get beyond that. You are working yourself to that perception, and that's what these inner worlds, I may use that terminology, but that's what these finer worlds are all about. Cosmic consciousness, this is like a cosmic consciousness experience, but to me you had that in the high causal world, where you still identified with the body and the cells, because each cell has its own state of consciousness. Sorry. As I've said, your body's full of little people. 100 trillion little people make up your body with their own state of consciousness. So you'll see the whole thing. Everything is an individual, yet it's all part of the one. Isn't that beautiful? Like the shattered mirror. Oh, a shattered mirror is just little pieces of the same mirror. Better way to look at it. I felt crashing down to this plane. As I was awakening into this plane, I went to a lot of colors. They were live, and I could feel and hear them as sound vibrations. It was amazing. I immediately tried to get back and succeeded, but again, crashed back down anyway. That's okay. You're developing. That will give you, that experience will give you a place to go to now, because you'll know how to go there, how to be there. So you got to realize you're the attention. You're just looking through these bodies, and you just keep withdrawing it at different levels until you're in the now. Well, you can be in the now and be in the soul levels, and at the same time see through the shades of the bodies. That's what you should work on, in my opinion. It's what I'm working on. Was this an experience of another plane? Absolutely. Although, guess it was. Yeah, it was. And the causal one, as far as I'm concerned, when you leave the causal, the next experience will be cosmic consciousness. Even the causal is a nirvanic experience, but cosmic consciousness, intense. You think that was intense, sweetheart. Get to cosmic consciousness. Extremely intense. This is where everything becomes one and individual at the same time. So, and that's still nothing compared to soul consciousness, to pure consciousness. But boy, didn't you enjoy the beauty, the excitement, the elevation, the oneness that you were starting to perceive of all life? Oh, absolutely. These are the experiences you look for. And yes, you want to get back to them. But this body calls, absolutely. But don't worry about it. Just relax. Keep being in the now. Keep letting go of these outer worlds, because there's nothing in it. That was a great experience, wasn't it? If you have too many of those, you won't want to come back here. I'm telling you. It's just the way it is. Ask any out-of-body traveler. You've got to be really committed. And, of course, I agreed to come here. I admit it. But I'm going to do my thing. But then I'm gone, just like every one of us. We'll do the thing in this level of the illusion, if you will, and then we're going to be out of here. Love your experience. Had many of them, definitely. Remember, you have different bodies. Now, it shouldn't be too foreign to religious thinkers, because you have a mind, not physical. You have emotions. It's a non-physical experience, and it is not a stretch to understand that we have multiple bodies around us. It would explain why there's ghosts. It would explain a little more of what is considered the unknown. The unknown can be known if you shed light on it. You turn on the light, and turning on the light for you is putting your attention on it. Your attention is your light. That is you. And so out-of-body traveling to another, or what we call traveling, is simply the shift of your attention from one body to another, or from one experience to another experience. And there's endless amounts of them in creation. This is the butt end of the donkey's hiney when it comes to the universe and experiences. But it is what it is. And you just had a much greater one. Good stuff. You should be very comforted with this. This is your awakening. And this is the process of awakening and traveling. I love it. I constantly love that. I mean, this is what you're doing. It'll change as you become more in the now, because you become the central consciousness figure. It's no more about traveling. There's nowhere to go. But till then, it is a perceived traveling experience and an awakening experience. Good job, sweetheart. I can't imagine you've talked to a master who wouldn't tell you that. Wasn't a master then. That's for sure. Several days after I was confused because of the reality did not seem so real anymore. It's there though, and you know it, and you can't shake it. And you'll never be able to shake it, because that's your chain, that's your magnet to pull you back. Okay? The other one was a lot more real. I was kind of asking myself,
you might have 11:30 call in.
Who's that?
Roxy.
Roxy? Roxy? No, that's not an important call. She knows how to take care of herself.
She wanted some time with me.
I know, but I haven't done these for 2 weeks, so... Roxy, if you're watching this, Roxy, you know what the gig is. Come on, Roxy. Several days after I was confused because this really did not seem so real anymore. The other one was a lot more real. I love this. I understand. And her experience here is what all of you will experience. These are you each have all these bodies simultaneously. You can't be soul and have a physical body and go from soul consciousness to the physical body. Impossible. That's why you have these other wrappings or bodies or cloaks around you. Not difficult. Shouldn't offend any religious thinker that we have other bodies. If you don't think too big, you're kind of insulting the Supreme Being, wouldn't you think? I mean, we're talking Supreme Being, not in Supreme as separate, but in the ability to produce endless amounts of experiences, some nirvanic and some very painful. That's a duality of creation. You've got the tears and the rips and the pulls and the suffering, and then you have the ecstasies and the joys of the understood or perceived consciousness of oneness. You start to see reality of creation a little more, and that's all you're doing, is you're seeing more of what really is, sweetheart. And the more real it becomes, the more ecstasy and joy. I'm always fed that. I dwell in that consciousness. When I get mad or get pulled outside of that, I kick my butt. Man, just took me, got me. Things are going to always get you, like having a piece of meat one time a week. So what? But pull yourself out of it each time. Let's see. Here we learn to understand reality through the ego, and these kinds of experiences crashes the ego and gets us scared, doesn't it? One time I felt like I was dying, then I understood that I was not me who was dying. It was the ego. The panic of death was so damn real, but I was just watching it all happen. You sound like a lady I'd like to get to know. Man, I like women like this. Because I got, well, no offense, it's just because it's hard to have it's hard to have conversations with people that haven't had out-of-body experiences, had good experiences like this. It really matures you and tones you and brings you quite an awareness of the God state in its pieces. So I love this sort of stuff. But don't get depressed if you don't have these kind of experiences. You're just not remembering them and realizing them. The more you let go, and as I was saying this earlier, the less you care for this world, the more you care about and the more you awaken into the higher levels. And this is just a higher level. And you just had your attention in these levels. Very real at that level. But the experiencer is the reality. You, the experiencer, you're getting closer to it and closer to it. Good stuff. I love it. because I got so confused, I did not have the intention or desire to go to other places. This kind of experience did not happen anymore. Oh, yeah. Well, get your joy back and go after them again. This is the real you coming out now. You're hiding from that now. Don't be scared about nothing. You know, we do, and you bring up an excellent point here, sweetheart. We hang on to this world as our little thumb sucker. We hold this world as our security, and it is nothing. It's our suffering. It's why we suffer. It's our restriction. It's our limitation. It's our closer. It's our box without windows. So opening yourself up to these higher experiences. And this is just your body. This is, for me, the experience was in the causal world. You were seeing your causal body. You were seeing the cells. You were seeing all these things as they go down through. Then they hit the astral plane, and then they hit the physical world. And it's just a part of that. Yes?